Welcome to the Guides Across America Adventure Hour. During the next hour, watch live to hear stories, get to know our partners, and learn more about the Guide Relief Program and our work to support the guide community. Here are your hosts, Zach Kaufman from Sawyer Paddles and Oars and Molly Simpkins of the Guide Relief Program.
All righty. Well, welcome everyone to the first ever Guides Across America live. This is basically a telethon. If you don't know what a telethon is, you're probably a bit younger than I am. But we are here to raise awareness, and we are also here to raise funds. And so for this hour, we're going to let you learn some things about Guides Across America and also the Guide Relief Program. And then we have several of the donors, sponsors that have put together this incredible prize package that we're offering. And they're all going to have a chance to tell you a little bit about what they're offering and a little bit about their company. And we obviously encourage you to donate and get involved, but also we encourage you to support these companies that you're going to see today that are actually already on board and supporting this cause. I'm going to turn it over to Molly and she'll tell you a little bit about the Guide Relief Program.
Thanks, Zach. Yeah, the Guide Relief Program kind of was born out of COVID when we learned that guides were, because they're independent contractors, weren't going to be making any money. So that's where it started. And what it's turned into is an IRS IRS designated organization, that supports guides in two ways. We offer small grants to guides who may be in crisis, whether it's a storm or a stolen boat or equipment. And also for those who might be interested, we offer 2 free months of mental health care to any guide who applies. And we've been lucky over the last couple of years to be able to write about $36,000 in grants to guides. And we want to build the fund and we want to support more guides. That's pretty much the point of everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that's why, we worked with you guys in the beginning during the COVID with the Guide Relief Program. And that's kind of our guide, the Guide Relief Program. And that's why we kind of came to you with the Guides Across America piece and kind of taking that to one more step. And so I'm going to kind of roll us right into of the Sawyer element of this Guide Relief Program. And Guide Relief Program was kind of branched in to be a stem off, or Guides Across America is branched in to be a stem off of the Guide Relief Program. And Guides Across America is really more of building up that slush fund so those resources are there for the guiding industry, but also that we are actually preparing a rainy day fund for that next catastrophic event whenever that might happen. And this kind of came about with the fires that we had out here out west, the flooding that we had in your area in Montana. And then with Hurricane Ian, when that happened in Florida, that was one of those things that was definitely all the way across the country from us. And we were working on trying to generate interest and generate funds to raise money for that. And it was kind of this challenge of how do we get guides helping guides all across the country? And so that's where the Guides Across America piece came from. As far as what Sawyer has put into this prize package and into the sweepstakes is that we found that it would definitely be fitting that we make sure we have an offering of our artisan square tops. So the artisan square tops are basically kind of our signature piece. And it's definitely one of those things where you've got really incredible artwork done by a few artists that actually are donating their art to the cause. And so our prize package on that is that we are offering a set of 3 artisan square tops at any profile. So that means that you can actually have a narrow profile, a shoal profile, or a wide profile on your choice. And you can actually have that in any size from 8 to 10 feet. And so later on in the hour, you'll see that there's actually a boat that's involved in this package. And it may be fitting that you want to get your oars that size. But if you win this prize package, you don't necessarily need to get small oars for that particular boat. You could get it for a different boat you have. So that gives you a lot of wide open, kind of wide options in our prize package. And then also we wanted to do it as a set of 3. We've noticed as folks get used to rowing square tops and they're on a 5 or 6 day trip, if you have some little episode in the first day or 2 and you end up breaking your square top, now you're rowing with a breakdown oar on one arm and a square top on the other. So a lot of our customers have gone to actually getting a set of 3. So they've really got that same oar if they do have a breakage in a multi-day trip. So this is a set of 3 square tops, your choice of flavor and your choice of profile. The flavor is just whichever fish you want to put on your square top. So there's the brown trout, there's the steelhead. We actually brought in the tarpon and the redfish are new. And there's also the fish that is fictitious and is on every single river, lake, ocean, is the cutty rain brown, because it doesn't exist. So therefore it exists everywhere. So if you want to have the Hank Patterson cutty rain brown special, you can get those as well. We find people get these, sometimes people even get 2 different fish species so that they actually split up their pair. And in turn, it gives you a very unique set of oars, but also you're supporting the cause. You're helping out what the Artisan's oar system has been. And the Artisan oars have always been an oar with a cause and always been tied to a fundraiser. And that is also a little bit of how we got connected with the Guide Relief Program, because we already had the Square Top Artisan Oar Program, and that actually started in 2017. And it was just a conversation that I had with Link Jackson, who used to own Streamtech Boats. And he was doing artwork. He also does a lot of, he has a lot of his own artwork, and he markets his own artwork. And he said, I think we could do artwork that'll fit on these oars. And so he started the program up, and he basically was on at the ground level. Link is still a big supporter of ours. He did the original steelhead version. He also did the cutty rain brown, and he also did a brown trout oar blade. So Link has been involved from the get-go and continues to be a great supporter of us. Initially, when the program started, all of our 5% of all sales on all Artisan square tops were going to Save Our Wild Salmon. Then as we came into COVID, we actually shifted all of that revenue to the Guide Relief Program for that year. And then as we came out of that, we basically allocated different parts for Guide Relief Fund. And the main Artisan series is actually now going to Pacific Rivers and primarily supporting the videography work that Shane Anderson is doing. And that is all just because of what Link has wanted to see happen with his artwork and this program that he's been involved in. And so we typically meet on these things and pretty much kind of move it on from there. But I'm going to go ahead and hand it off and let Molly kind of introduce the next person, because I did put a timer on myself.
You
so I
did.
Didn't go too far.
He kind of went black here for a moment, so I don't know if he's if you have any more to say.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Tom comes on board, just let me know.
I will kind of piggy. I will. Oh, there he is. Tom.
Fire away, Molly.
Well, Tom has. There you go. So
I think you stopped my video, Molly. You didn't want to see.
So not only was Sawyer a supporter from the very beginning, so has St. Croix. And as like they always do, if asked, they are always part of an event or a fundraiser that we are doing. And this one is no different. And they're actually have given us one of their new fly rods. And
Evo.
Tom could, the Evo. So Tom could talk about, St. Croix a little bit and why they partner with the Guide Relief Program and support the guide community.
Yeah, we're really excited to be a part of this. For me personally, there's some history in my my past that this I wish would have been around when I was a guide.
Mm.
So I tell you guys a little bit more about St. Croix and a little bit about our history, because this is a really legacy brand. I mean, it's been around for 75 years, and if you've been fly fishing for a long time, you probably know that legacy. About a decade ago or so, the company had to make some changes and really didn't put a lot of emphasis on their fly fishing piece. That has really changed in the last couple of years. They've kind of brought some new folks in, myself being one of them, as well as Zach Dalton, who's been in the industry for a long time, and we've brought in a whole bunch of new reps. And we're really kind of honing in and focusing on building rods and supporting specialty retail with that, and moving really St. Croix into that higher end conversation and where the company should be to align with all of our conventional products, which we make some of the best, good spinning and casting rods on the planet, quite frankly. So yeah, we're just really excited to be part of this. And I'll just share with you guys a little bit about my personal background. So I was a guide for 20 years. I started my career in the Midwest and worked up through Alaska and into the Pacific Northwest ultimately. And I know, when talking with Molly and some other folks in the organization, the fact that there's this safety net for guides was something that always freaked me out. You are really so dependent on your health to be able to make a living, and as many of you know, it's a very short window to make that nut for the year. And what's interesting about this as well is the support from a mental health standpoint, which I've gone through many different challenging circumstances while I was guiding, and it was incredibly challenging not to have insurance, not to have access to that. So we're just very excited to support guides. We feel like they are the backbone of the industry. I can say that with wholeheartedly, that I felt that way when I was a guide. And we understand the importance of supporting that community. So we're just really excited about it. And as Molly mentioned, we have donated an EVOS fly rod of choice to the cause to help support this program. This is a new series that we just launched last year. It's a fast action rod that's really designed for multi-purpose uses. So if you like a really fast action rod, it's got a ton of cool technology behind it, and it's just a badass casting tool. So really fun. We're excited to bring that forward, and hopefully somebody enjoys it when they get it.
Yeah, it's funny. My boss took one down to Mexico, and he said he's never thrown anything like. Not that he throws a lot of 10 weights, but he took the salt and he was absolutely blown away. He said he's never casted anything like it.
Yeah, cool.
I haven't had the opportunity to do so yet, but hopefully soon.
Your brother hasn't sent you one? I work with.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm taking one overseas next week.
You can throw him under the bus. It's okay. I'll send you one, Molly.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Jeez. Well, great. We're always very fortunate, and I feel always very fortunate when any company supports us, and like Sawyer and St. Croix has done through the years. I just am blown away by the support, and hope you all stick with us for a very long time.
Glad to be here.
Thanks. Well, I don't think Tom. Dan is here. So
throw on over Dan.
Yeah. So, I really we envisioned this. I was like, oh, yeah, I would love to get a trip and add a really cool prize to it. And I asked Dan Vermillion, who is one of the owners of Sweetwater Travel and Sweetwater Guide School, if he would be willing to join us in this and offer up a trip, and he has. So Dan has given to us a couple of days and nights over at the Royal Bighorn Club on the Bighorn. Look at him driving. I hope you're not driving, Dan.
I'm actually parked at the vet.
Okay.
Waiting to take my dog in.
Oh boy. All right. So tell us a little bit about Sweetwater Travel and the guide school, of course, because you are actually sending our future grantees, most likely, and about Sweetwater Travel and, of course, this package we get at the Royal Bighorn Club.
Well, I mean, I think, we started Sweetwater Travel. We grew up in Billings and started Sweetwater Travel back in probably 1995, or I guess it was 1996. And it didn't take too long for us to realize, and at that point, we probably all guided about 10 or 12 years, but it didn't take us too long to realize that we really needed a way to fill our shoulder seasons and also train some people that could work for us at our different operations. So we were, we started a guide school, and we now do probably 10 or 11, 12 weeks a year down at the Bighorn, training kids to be guides or students to be guides, and then hopefully helping them get jobs. And, one of the things that we really emphasize in our guide school is just that guiding is not, when you're 23, it's really easy and really fun. And it's really easy sometimes to lose sight of the rest of your life that will come at some point. And so we spend a fair bit of time trying to get these kids financially sustainable, so they, can afford health insurance, they can afford the different things they have and they can want, and they can also hopefully have some resources to build a family at some point. And so we've been, when Molly approached me about this Guides for this group, I've watched her because our office is just upstairs. And, she's worked really hard on this Guides Across America, and it fills a need that is so obviously there in the guiding industry. And one of the things that we've seen over the years is just how many people we lose over time to guiding, just because the mental health part of it starts to break down as far as their tolerance for guests, their enjoyment of what they do. And, just about everybody gets into being fishing guides because it's something they really love, right? It's their sport. It's more than a hobby. It's a passion. And that's what these guys do. And we want to really try to be a part of maintaining that, because kind of consider that the backbone of the fly fishing world. So Sweetwater has a place down on the Bighorn. It's called the Royal Bighorn Club. We donated some days to Guides Across America as a way to hopefully help fundraise and support the $17,000 that they've already put out over the years. I guess $36,000.
$36,000.
You guys have written over the years, and that's money that came in really helpful and really handy. When COVID hit, so many people were caught unprepared. And in this country, we were really lucky because we had PRP. But if you didn't have a company and you had just been running as an independent contractor in Montana, you didn't really have a way to take advantage or take advantage of the opportunities, or at least the lifelines that were floated out there for a lot of the people during that difficult time. So, I cannot say enough good about this organization, about what Molly's been up to and what she's been trying to build, because I think it's super, super important. And, we've been in the guiding business now since 1986. And I got out of guiding primarily, and now we run these lodges. So when I guide now, it's malpractice, but it's something I still like to do. But the bottom line is, it's something, we believe our ability to run healthy operations and our ability to get folks out there advocating on behalf of our resources really depends on people that are out there every day. And, it's a hard job. It's not for everybody, but it's an easier job when you have organizations like this that are willing to help and fill holes that do exist in the mental health, healthcare, safety net that at some point we're all going to need. So
that's not
what I'm here
untrue.
for.
Well, so Dan and Sweetwater Travel has given us 3 nights of lodging, including meals and 2 days of guiding fishing on the Bighorn. And shoot, I haven't even been there. So, and I hear it's spectacular. So, this is just one piece of this incredible package. And, Dan is always supporting his community, whether it's the local community here or in Livingston or the fishing community. So, he walks the walk after he talks the talk. And I, for one, am supremely grateful, Dan, to your participation.
Well, it's really been a pleasure. I hope it continues to grow.
I do too. Oh, I guess you.
Oh, I just put it down because I'm about to go in and see the vet.
So I thank you, and I thank you on behalf of myself and everyone involved.
Yeah, and if anybody has any questions about the package or what the Bighorn is, I mean, the Bighorn's had some hard years. It's when it reopened in 1982, it was probably one of the best trout fisheries America's ever seen in the last 100 years. And nobody really thought about how some of these dams might act 50, 60 years down the road and how you deal with all that sediment. So we're working through a lot of these issues, but the river itself is still really healthy, and it's got one of the most robust fishing operations or fishing industry, so to speak, in Montana. Sometimes gets a little bit of a bad rap because it's out in eastern Montana, but if you ever look at the map of Montana, you realize that 2/3 of it's prairie, one third of it's mountains. So it's kind of the Montana heartland for me, and it's got great dry fly fishing. It's got huge trout, and the lodge is on the river, and it's just a fun place to hang out.
Right on. Yeah, it sounds like a great way to spend a few days with your pals.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Dan. Let's go take care of your dog.
Betcha. I'm going to go take my dog in, and we'll see y'all soon.
Awesome. Thanks.
If I can help with anything, Molly, let me know.
Oh, you know I will.
I know you will. See ya. Bye.
All right, Molly, I think we are waiting for Will to join.
There he is.
So yeah, he just joined. So you can go ahead and do your lead in to Will and take it away.
You know, it's funny. I keep talking about these organizations and companies who have supported us since the very beginning. And one of those I reached out to was actually Riversmith. And I don't even think they had launched yet. I did my sleuthing and I'm like, what is this new company? And I found I think the guy who founded it at the time. And yes is always the answer from Riversmith. So, of course, when this came along, I contacted them and Will was like, absolutely. And, he can tell you a little, if you don't know about Riversmith, it's probably a company you should know about. I just actually read it. Maybe he could tell this story about this Evan N. and his vehicle flipping over. So first tell us a little bit about Riversmith and what you all do and why you feel the Guides Across America and the Guide Relief Program are efforts worth supporting.
Perfect. Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for having me. My name is Will Rice. I work at a company called Riversmith. We're located in Boulder, Colorado. If you do know us, you probably know us from our flagship product, the River Quiver, which is a rod rack carrying and storage solution built for all types of trucks, SUVs, cars, all kinds of different vehicles. We also have a product out there called the Swift Cast, which if you have a raft or a boat with a frame, the Swift Cast is another rod holding product out there that we build. But we're, as I mentioned, out of Boulder, Colorado, and we love to support organizations like this, causes like this. I'm a big fly angler myself. I was first introduced to fly fishing very early on through a guide trip. So yeah, in my mind, in my heart, guides fill a very special place in the fly fishing culture, and just really happy to support this type of effort. And thanks for thinking about Riversmith, and thanks for including us.
Of course, always. So if someone hasn't seen, do you know that story about I don't know if you know about the Evan N story and about how durable these things are? I just read it like an hour ago.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can summarize that quickly. We have an amazing customer base.
Yes.
Very engaged, very activated. We get a lot of great feedback from our customers, general feedback about what they think of the product, but then also really great fishing stories, a lot of great imagery, and every once in a while, some scary stories. And that was one we had from a customer out in North Carolina, and actually, I believe a guide himself and works in one of our retailers, one of our distributors out there on the East Coast. And he just had a car wreck and had 2 river quivers on his rack, and just shared the story about it, which we don't position river quivers as any
No,
type
you do not.
device. But boy, when you see the pictures and you hear his story, and again, it's not our story, it's something that a customer wanted to share with us. And our friendly PSA is just kind of to all our guides out there and our customers. It's like, hey man, just take it easy going from spot to spot, and be safe when you're going to and from the beach and the river, or your home in the river, and just be safe out there. But yeah, we get those surprisingly not as infrequently as you might think. So we do share when they come across.
Yeah, it was remarkable. If you haven't seen it on their Instagram, I mean, the guy flipped his truck and that one rod had a scratch on it. Again, I know that's not, something you say, or it's indestructible, but that certainly is a pretty good thing to know about.
Yeah. Our standard mantra that we talk to in our guiding kind of North Star is protecting what's important. So your gear, your time, and your experience on the water. And obviously, the fewer times that you have rods kind of inside your car, or going out through doors that are opening and closing, or windows opening and closing, fewer broken rods. You get to fish more efficiently because you're not spending all your time rigging up. You're just at the river and pulling your rod out and getting to go fishing, which is what everyone likes to do. And mostly just your experience on the water, and also giving back too, right? So that experience on the water also means giving back to these different fisheries, and whether your efforts around a cleanup effort or other types of conservation efforts, protecting that resource that we all love and enjoy. That's all part of our North Star and what we do here at Riversmith.
Yeah, and I appreciate it because we've been the benefit for 3 or 4 years now, and I did see the cleanup you all did over the weekend or last week. So you are out there again, practicing what you preach. So
yes,
I want to appreciate you and the entire Riversmith gang. That's right. Yeah, and we're stoked. I actually have, if anybody hasn't seen, I've got a visual. A visual here. This is, I don't know if you can see this kind of, but this is a display model of a river quiver. So aluminum extrusions, nice little reel box there with a locking mechanism to keep one with sticky fingers out of your rod carrying case there. And yeah, it's built to last, built to protect your gear, and we're very stoked to have this part of the big giveaway. Outstanding. I appreciate it, Will, and you all. So how's that? Any other questions I can help with? I don't think so. You, Zach, you have anything you want to ask Will?
I think that was great, Will. Thank you very much. I think what we really need to do is we're going to kind of move into letting people know how they can get involved in this incredible prize package. As we mentioned at the beginning, we're educating folks, telling you what we have out there and what's about, but this is a fundraiser, and we really want to throw it out there as a challenge to get involved, make a donation, and challenge somebody in your community to also make a donation. We have donations coming in all the time, but we really need to kick it up because we only are running this through the end of May. So you only have a couple weeks to get that information out to your friends. So as a classic fundraiser, as you maybe hear on public radio or whatnot, is literally, we would like you to get out there and challenge your friends, challenge your coworkers. If you are a guide, this is a program that is going to help you. It's going to be a resource that you can tap into down the road. So good river karma to go ahead and make a donation. Get your name in the hat for this incredible $17,000 prize package, which nobody would be bummed to win that. But also challenge every guide in your region where you guide to do the same. And I encourage you to come on right now and just put a comment down and just say, hey, this is Jim from Montana. I guide on the Bitterroot and I made a $25 donation, and I encourage every guide on the Bitterroot to do the same. And that's how a fundraiser works. So we're just throwing it out there. This is basically what we're doing. We are shamelessly touting what we have, an incredible $17,000 prize package for a mere $25 donation. That's correct. And throw a little jab to your guide that you see every single day on the river and be like, hey, I donated. Why didn't you? You know, so really, that's what it is. You know, we're trying to spread the community, try to get people engaged, and, you know, put a challenge out there. If you're a lodge owner, you know, we've got this great lodge package that people can win. But if you're a lodge owner, go ahead and why don't you make a donation and challenge all the other lodge owners to make a donation? You know, it never stops. It never stops. There's if you are a hairdresser, you know, most guides maybe don't go to a hairdresser, but maybe their wives do, and they know hairdressers.
Maybe hairdresser fishes.
Yeah, challenge somebody, challenge a coworker, challenge a friend, challenge a family member. Also, the other thing that we want to mention, and this doesn't get mentioned enough, but part of the rules of it is you can only have one entry per person. But that doesn't mean that you can't have every person in your house enter. If you're a family of 4 and you want to up your odds, that's 4 entries. If you go fishing with the same group of 10 buddies every year, just send them an email. Send them this link to this video and say, hey, you know, I'm going to make a donation to this, and I think you guys should make a donation to it as well. And that's what it's all about. We're spreading the word, we're sharing the community, and it's a heavy lift, but if we do it with multiple people, it's not that big of a deal. And so, you know, as a small company, being part of this to get it going is we're just trying to bring people in and get that conversation started. And making a challenge to other folks in the industry is one of the things you can do real easy. And, you know, everybody can throw down $25 in your guide day. That's a burger and a beer. So there you go.
Yeah. And so in all of this, I mean, I'd be remiss in not if I didn't mention the companies that could not be with us today that are also part of the prize package. That's Turtle Box. And they gave us one of those incredible speakers. I tested it at one of the film tour destinations in Missoula, and it is fantastic. Costa and our local rep here is giving us a pair of sunglasses, and we know how wonderful those are. And then Corkers, a pair of boots, a pair of River Op boots. So those are the 3 organizations that can't join us today, but they are just part of this huge package. And again, it's important to know that the funds raised here go to support the Guide Relief Program and a relief fund, and able to offer these small grants to guides. So we've had a handful over the years of guides who have been awarded grants. We're up to like $36,000 in grants we have written. We've also supported, you talked about Hurricane Ian. I was down in Fort Myers about a year and a half ago and gave them a check after Hurricane Ian. And, you know, so it's not just individuals. We also support some organizations that support some of these guides in like this, and after the flood here in Yellowstone. So that was also a big event here that allowed us to help some guides. And as Tom spoke to previously, you know, mental health in the industry is not something that's talked about a lot. Certainly in the past few years, it has been talked about, and I think people are starting to become a little more comfortable with that conversation. Guiding is hard. Guiding is hard, and guides do not receive the same benefits that someone who is employed with a company would, whether it's insurance or personal insurance or healthcare. But at least this is a little something. And if you are a guide and you're just feeling a little uncomfortable, you're not sure why, just apply for a mental health application on our website, which is guidereliefprogram.org. And you can apply for mental health coverage for 2 months. We can get you 2 months of free mental health care. And then if you still need it after that, that's a conversation we can have. And it is totally confidential. So that's the good
Absolutely.
news, right? So, go over to guidereliefprogram.org. You can apply for a grant, you can apply for mental health care, or you can go over and make a minimum suggested donation of $25, and you could win this huge prize package and also help us build our fund so we can continue to help more guides.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we put the live link actually right down there in the comments. So if you're watching this on YouTube, just go down there, click that bar, and you can just get right on it. You can put your application in and make your $25 donation all at the same time.
I will tell you this. If a company starts doing challenges, any company, any individual, do it. Go to Instagram, post about it, post your challenge, tag us. And if we'll repost it. We'll repost your challenge. That is my challenge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, excellent. And we're going to keep this moving along. And next up is Zach with Downriver as we kind of move into some of the boat and on water aspects of this incredible prize package. And literally the person that wins this prize package is going to be the best outfitted and have the biggest opportunity to be going to a guided trip. They'll be off on their way on the right foot, no matter what, whether they're a seasoned pro or a total novice, they will be hitting the ground ready to go. So with no further ado, Oars, I'm going to turn it over to Zach with Downriver. Tell us a little bit about what they're offering and a little bit about Downriver. Hey, Zach.
Hey, hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Hi. We are super excited to help support this organization. Very cool what you guys are doing and definitely filling a need out there. Anything to kind of keep the help the professionalism of guides and keep them going when things get tough is something that we're all about. We did this awesome package with Outcast for them to sell to their dealers, and really excited to get this into somebody's hands. It's a very cool, definitely something a little unique. Most of your guide boats out there are either your drift boats or your rafts for a guide and 2 people. This is a nice, smaller little package. The basically built off of the Air Puma, so the little 11-footer, a guide and 1 fisherman. You guys can get into some nice and unique waters, some smaller waters. It's a frame that we worked with the Outcast folks on and really designed something very sweet, and we're real excited about it. Oh. Were you able to hear me there?
Go ahead and actually, Zach, tell us a little bit about Downriver and give us a little bit on what Downriver is. A lot of the folks that are logging into Guides Across America or Guide Relief Program, they're actually more in just the angling area. They maybe are walking wade. They maybe are fishing in and out of a hard boat. So give us a little history of Downriver and who you are and what you guys specialize in. And yeah, absolutely. Cool. Give us a little info.
All right. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My screen is blank on my side, but assuming all is...
That's good. You probably can't see us then. So
all right.
You're the lucky one.
Downriver's been around since 1985, and it was actually started by 2 guides that were working here in the Rocky Mountain area and saw a need for supplying gear to both commercial companies as well as to private boaters. But how Downriver started was from 2 guides. So we're definitely about supporting the guides, and we are most known for our frames. All of our frames, dry boxes, tables, pumps, all that type of stuff is made right in-house. We've got a full-on fabrication facility here, so we do all the cutting and bending and welding. and that's kind of what we're most known for, but definitely get into all the accessories as well. So resell things like Sawyer oars and air boats and a bunch of the other great manufacturers that we have in this industry. So I think we're really known to be able to outfit somebody from start to finish, can get them into a package and get them out on the water and supply everything that they need to make that happen.
So I'm going to go down the list of stuff you're giving us. Okay.
Yeah.
So Downriver is giving the Taylor 3-bay fishing frame for the Pack 1150.
Yeah.
Comes with a thigh brace with a stripping basket, front swivel suite, and the foot bracket, front casting deck, and an anchor system.
I appreciate you listing all that.
Of course.
That is it. Yeah, it is a really sweet, sweet package. And for those of you that don't win that, if you want it, you can purchase it from Outcast. We've been supplying that package to them this year through Outcast or one of their dealers. But it is a really trick setup.
It is, man. Somebody is literally going to be able to get on the river and go fishing with this whole package, and actually, have a nice lodge. Take it over to the Bighorn, have some fun, have some food, fish your Evos rod, wear your Corker's boots.
Yeah,
You're
throw
set
your
up,
River
man.
Smith on there.
That's right.
Yeah, yep.
Right on. We thank you. A great deal,
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Zach. And we actually we're going to kind of roll right into that package that you just talked about, because the next thing that we have up is going to be that video of the prize package that you guys are offering together with Outcast. But before we get that video live up, I want to remind everybody once again that there is a live link right here on this live feed. If you click that link, go on in there and make that $25 donation today. It's very simple, very easy. And please challenge one of your coworkers, challenge a business, challenge a friend. And Molly was saying, if your business challenges another business, tag Guide Relief Program, and they will get you up on their feed. Little cross-pollination never hurts. Everybody gets a little bit of love on that. So Triska, whenever you're ready, let's roll that footage.
Oh, right on.
For the last 30 years, Air's been producing some of the highest performing whitewater rafts in the industry.
AIR stands for Argonaut Inflatable Research and Engineering.
We wanted to give the general public an idea that we did more than just make rafts. Well, I think the most unique thing about Air that separates us from the competitors is our manufacturing processes. We build a very durable outer skin and put an inner air cell inside of it, so you have a double layer construction. If this outer skin gets all battered up, you still have the inner tube, the air cell, to hold air. So it makes it a much more durable boat. Plus it also makes it the easiest boat probably on the market to repair, because you can unzip it and patch the inner liner if you need to, the air cell. And you can do your patch on the outer shell on the inside where the river can't grab at it and try to rip it off or abrade it.
They started there and then obviously built it up slowly but surely, but with very good quality products. And then in 1995, had an opportunity to kind of join forces with a few others to use this same system, but more on the fishing products.
So we got into the fly fishing pontoon boats, and we've gotten into float tubes and frameless boats since then, which have been really fun to design.
Air makes the Outcast model, and they're partnering up with Downriver. So it's great because the Air Puma is the foundation boat with the frames that are being built by Downriver. So you've got the kind of the Made in USA package, which is really, really a strong message, because there are a lot of these small boats that are coming onto the scene, and they are a lot of kind of the baby boomer crowd, where you can put the thing in your motorhome. You know, it's one angler and one rower and super lightweight, and that's great, because that gives those people a way to get out on the water. And you know, I mean, that's what it's all about. If you know, 20 years from now, I can just at least get out on a boat where it's just myself and my wife, you know, I'll be a win-win.
That is a win.
You know,
all right, so
it's
that whole package. So we talked about Downriver with the frame and the thigh brace. So what Outcast is giving is the raft and a dry box. So you will be, and then you're just going to be totally outfitted with this.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Whoever wins this sweepstakes will be the best outfitted person on the water.
That's right.
Hands down.
They'll have great tunes. They'll have a rod.
That's right.
Should we at least maybe list it one more time of what we have in the package?
Absolutely. Let's list off the entire $17,000 package, because everybody should know what they are actually choosing to possibly just pass up on, because it was too inconvenient for them to donate $25 to this cause. You know, I mean, literally just skip the burger and the beer and donate $25 to Guides Across America. You'll feel good about it. Next time you go on the water, you'll have a little river karma flowing. And that's what it's all about.
That's
you know, let's get the network flowing. Make a challenge to somebody, put that donation in, challenge a coworker, challenge a guide, challenge your business. You know, maybe you're Jeffrey's Landscaping in Butte, Montana. Well, go ahead and challenge somebody out there, Jeffrey, and see if they rise to the occasion.
All right. So this is the list of things in the package for your minimum suggested donation of $25. Sweetwater Travel Company, we had Dan Vermillion here. 3 nights of lodging, meals, 2 days of guided fishing at the Royal Bighorn Lodge that is based over in the Bighorn, over in Montana, on the other side of Montana. St. Croix rods, a choice of their new Evos, either salt or freshwater. So our beautiful Sawyer oars, Zach has donated 3 oars, because if you're like on the Smith or a Melton Bay day trip and you break an oar, you'll have a full-size one there ready for you to continue your trip. Well, beautiful speaker from Turtle Box, pair of Coast sunglasses. We also have, we just talked about the raft, the River Smith, River Quiver, and actually we have coming up next, it appears, is my buddy Will Rice. I'm so sorry, Dylan from Rising, and he is going to talk about, again, Rising has always been Johnny on the spot when I ask him. So Dylan's going to talk about the company, and he is giving a package away of not just one net. Is Dylan unmute? Can I unmute him?
Bring Dylan in.
Dylan, can you unmute your phone, please?
He's on the red X. Yeah, on the phone we don't have the ability to unmute him. So
I am unable to ask him to unmute, so we might have to move on because he's not responding.
All right, let's we can go to the
text
next
him
one
and see
here.
if he will, or send him a message in the Zoom to see if he will unmute himself, and we will roll with that. And why don't we move over? We're going to go ahead and roll over to Lily. I see Lily is in the waiting room.
I'm here.
With
Can you
no
hear me?
further ado, I'm going to introduce Lily Colby with Mustang Survival, and they were very, very generous to offer up a package that really kind of helps that person be that super styled out person on the river, because they're offering a lot of that clothing goods that you're going to need when you get out there with all these wonderful prize packages. So Lily's going to tell you a little bit about what they're offering in the prize package, and then also tell you quite a bit about the Mustang Survival. So go ahead, Lily, take it away.
All right. Can you hear me? All right. Can you see me?
Absolutely.
I know I have a Canadian flag behind me, but I'm actually calling you from my home office in New Hampshire. So we're a North American company. My husband and I work remotely from New Hampshire. Mustang Survival. Mustang Survival is based in Vancouver, Canada. And for anyone that doesn't know about the company, of course you know about the company, but for many people who don't know about the company, Mustang has been making flotation and solutions for apparel, drywear for over 55 years. If you have been with the Coast Guard, the Navy SEALs, NASA, Ocean Racers, you probably know the brand. But a lot of, especially in the space of our fly fishing, recreational paddling space, it's a new name to many people. So part of my job with Mustang Survival is to help change that. And I want to thank you, Zach, for making me aware of the guides. This is a really, really cool movement. And Molly,
yes, hello.
Nice to meet you. Thank you also. You guys are really trying to support a great cause.
Thank you.
Before Mustang Survival, my husband and I owned MTI Life Jackets, which for paddlers maybe is a more familiar name. We sold our company to Mustang Survival at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. Through my work with MTI, I went to a lot of the AO shows, America Outdoor shows. I have to tell you, a lot of my best friends are guides. And I have trusted my life to guides. I'm a bit of an addict for the Rogue River, and I want to thank Zach Collier and his guides at Northwest Rafting Company for making sure I got my sorry butt safely through those drops, because I chose to paddle by myself because I'm an independent gal. And Zach Collier, he lent me his pack raft last summer, and I really appreciate that. And I didn't break it. I tried to. Anyways, I just think I thank you guys for doing this work. This is an amazing package. When you called me, Zach, and you said we're putting together this prize giveaway, I thought it was items like individually going. I didn't realize it was all going to one person. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That person is so lucky. So I'll do a little rundown of what Mustang Survival is doing. So first of all, we have the life jacket. This is called the Minimalist Belt Pack. This is a U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. It's tiny. Yeah. It's a tiny little belt pack. And on the inside, woohoo! I got able to put it back together, but that's easy. Is
look at that
inflatable pillow life jacket inside. So you wear it around your waist. It's a manual inflatable life jacket. If you're in trouble, you pull the jerk cord. It's actually called a jerk cord. I didn't make that up. It says
I have so many things I want to say about the jerk cord, but
I know. It says jerk here, Yeah, do you see that?
That's people I'd like to give that to.
I know, right? I mean, it's just a talking point around the campfire at the end of the day. But yeah, you pull that cord, and it's a nice, simple pillow, and it requires secondary donning, which means it's inflated in front of you, it's around your waist, and then you put it on over your head. And I know that for fly fishermen, it's probably a smart idea actually to wear it standing on the shore too, because a lot of times people are fishing at really deep pools, right? And if only you could plan an accident, but you can't. And stuff happens. I watch YouTube. I watch those stupid fail videos, and people do the most silly things, you know. They get the fish of a lifetime, and then they fall in the deep pool right on after it. And cold water saps your strength. I don't care how good a swimmer you are. When you hit cold water, your ability to swim well totally craters. You've got about 10 minutes of effective motion. And then depending on what you're wearing, you know, you may have an hour floating around in cold water. But hypothermia will strike in. A lot of people drown within the first 10 minutes of hitting cold water because of the gasp reflex. You go into the cold water and you go, and you inhale water. So it's really good idea to have a life jacket. It's no big deal when it's a little belt pack. It's like a seatbelt in your car, and it's worth $100. So for the winter, $100 value right there. The other thing is what you're wearing for apparel. This is my Taku jacket. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
This is mine. And I will not send this to the winner. Brianna will send the winner the correct size. But I love this jacket.
And a new one.
Oh, they don't want my stinky one. I use this for everything. I sail in it. I paddle in it. I actually had it in my dry bag for the Rogue River. Yeah. So yeah, no, the winner will get a new one. This hood, check it out. When I zip it up, mess up my headphones here, zip up my hair. It's got an adjustment.
Nice.
So it doesn't cover your field of vision. Very, very well thought out Taku jacket. The value of this is $400. Wow. No, so now we're up to $500 at Mustang Survival that you could win for the small $25 donation to this organization. You'll also get a t-shirt.
Right on.
And I said, what about some gloves? Fingerless gloves. So that's another $60. So altogether, it's nearly a $600 package from Mustang Survival.
Very cool.
So that's it. Support my guide friends. I love them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Lily. Thank you very much for that. And I think that I will allow you to personally, right here on this live feed, throw the challenge out there to Zach Collier. And challenge him and all Rogue River guides. Throw it out there right now.
I'm throwing it out there.
That's somebody that we'll send it to.
Northwest Rafting Company, I love you to death. And it's time that we all support you guys, since you save our sorry asses, butts, as we navigate down
We're all
river.
family. Okay.
So we have a Zach to Zach challenge. I challenge Zach Collier to donate $25 and to challenge every Rogue River guide and every Middle Fork of the Salmon River guide to do the same. So there it is, throwing it out there. I know Zach is on YouTube and I'm sure he's going to see this. So no better way to finish this up with a Zach to Zach challenge. And I'm sure Zach at Downriver can also go in there, and maybe Zach would challenge another frame manufacturer to make a donation. So we definitely want to see the businesses challenge each other, make that $25 donation, a small little price to get your name in the hat for this $17,000 prize package. Support
Crazy.
Guides Across America. This is a movement that we're trying to get going. It's not going away, and we're just going to have more things coming about. But every guide should definitely participate because it's all about guides helping guides.
Yep.
You know, you could pay in a $25 donation, possibly win this gear, but if you don't, down the road, you could be on some hardship and you could apply for some financial help. So it literally is a program of guides helping guides. So I believe that every guide should challenge each other in this industry and do what they can to help themselves.
Yeah. And the industry has really, you know, stepped up and shown their support for the guide community. And I thank you, Lily, for your support. You're awesome up there, not in Canada.
Not in Canada.
But we like the Canada flag. I mean, it's very, very
nice, huh?
Perfect. You know, as far as your Zoom room, it's very good.
Zoom room.
Well, excellent. I think we are going to wrap things up.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you,
I'm gonna,
Lily.
yeah.
We've hit our hour mark. Molly, I'll let you have your final comments, and then I will wrap it up and send us off.
Yeah, and I will say we couldn't get Dylan. He tried to be on the phone from Rising. So also included in everything we talked about, Rising, they're based out of Salt Lake, is giving us a lunker net, a brookie net, 2 pairs of pliers, and 2 different nippers. So Riverside accessories if you're looking for, and they have great nets. I love them. I have at least one. So, you know, as we wrap up, it's again important to know that your minimum $25 donation will go to the Guide Relief Program and our fund and help bolster our relief fund, because that's the place where guides can apply for these small grants. We've been doing it for the last few years, and it's only going to get bigger as more guides find the organization, find the support we give. And we need, obviously, to raise that money. I do feel like a Memorial Day telethon right now.
It is. We're doing a telethon right now. We're wrapping it up. We're in the final moments.
So here's the deal. You can enter until May 31st at midnight, and we are going to be doing the drawing on July 1st. Gives me all this time to kind of get everything together and make sure everything is Jake. And one lucky person is going to
walk away
with
a $17,000 prize package. $17,000. Like, even the people that are just the biggest gearhead with unlimited funds don't usually go out and buy $17,000 worth of gear right away. You know, they usually take their time to do that. So this is an incredible opportunity. It is guides supporting guides. So we still say, go down to that link right there. That's right here in the comments. Whenever you watch this YouTube video, click that link, make your $25 donation, and please challenge a friend, challenge a coworker, or challenge a guide in your area. Because if a guide donates, that's a guide donating to help themselves down the road.
Yep.
And we thank everybody for watching this. Anytime you do watch it, maybe you watch this tonight when you're having a beverage after work, but please make a donation, be patient, be kind, and we will see all of you on the river. Thank you very much, everyone.
Toodles.